crazy, go crazy, crazy, no crazy, no crazy, no crazy,
Good afternoon, my name is Weekly Shonen. Very sorry for the short video format today. I actually recorded another video and its audio was completely messed up when I went to go edit it, and couldn't really save it by just using my phone audio, my phone mic, because if you may or may not know, I record all this stuff from my phone, and then I just add my microphone, my separate microphone, and I use that in Ableton to kind of make somewhat of a crispier audio. Couldn't do that yesterday, so yeah, here we go. Just gonna read through some of the points that I had yesterday. Not really gonna have references, just other than just kind of talking about my I guess first reaction or what I can salvage from the other video in terms of analysis. So let's jump right into it. One Piece 1055. Well, I don't know why I'm pointing. I don't have the things here, but whatever. Maybe I will. Maybe this will be a short enough video that I can actually edit. But yeah, One Piece. It was good to see Shanks. It was great to see this Yonko, who has always been hyped up, and you get this Admiral who was just recently hyped up, and kind of tipping the power scaling balance there, or I guess confirming some things for other people, and then confirming another thing for other people, which is compared to Yonko commanders and Yonko themselves. Here's where an Admiral stands, and I mean, I don't know. You can say what you want about the Admirals, as people are calling them online. I think it just goes to show just how strong Shanks is, and just how underprepared Green Bull was when entering Wano, right? It seems like he was really just trying to prove himself, not as a up-and-coming person who's trying to make a name for himself, but also as an Admiral who had to take an L at Marijois. And you can see definitely if depending on how the matchups were in Marijois, it doesn't seem like Sabo is the hard counter that we all thought he was, because a fire cannot affect this fire forest man, right? We saw the blast breath affect him, which I think is really weird, right, considering what we just got right before that with the fire stuff. But it seems like it's a little more nuanced than just being a hard counter, and that kind of just makes me more excited, but also more upset that we didn't see the Aokiji versus the Akainu flashback, right? We didn't get to see an actual fight there, because those two are hard counters to each other, and it seems like, well, it doesn't really matter. It matters Haki or just technique and stuff, how prepared you can be. But yeah, definitely know now that when it comes to a Yonko crew or a Yonko, it's gonna be hard for Green Bull to win against one Shanks, because Shanks pulled off the greatest Haki feat I think we've ever seen, and kind of confirms Conqueror's plus observation is definitely a thing. You can affect someone with just the observation, which in terms of the historical context, what could that mean in terms of Haki masters of the ancient past? What could they have done? If this is what Shanks is able to do, just one person, what could a group of these people do? But yeah, just goes to show, Luffy, Sanji, Jinbei, and Zoro. Now you can say the monster trio underneath Luffy, right? When we add Yamato, it'll be another thing, but just crazy how crazy Luffy's crew is looking right now. Not saying all of them can handle Green Bull by themselves, but I'm saying that crew of 4 is definitely smashing Green Bull. I think Zoro alone would. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, but yeah, it was cool to see that. It was cool to see Momo's blast breath. One thing that I really enjoyed was the fact that we got a reveal on the way to Pluton. So we have this ancient weapon we've been hyping up. Right? It could still be a person, right? I really like the fact that we're on the way to Pluton. We got this Law and Robin moment. I guess their ship name is Raw now, which would be pretty fire. But we get this little moment, which is not a little moment at all. It's confirmation that there was an older Wano. There is this hidden Wano, hidden underneath rainwater, and even deeper than that is Pluton. It's wow, what does this mean for us? What are we having an Attack on Titan thing where these walls are holding back this ancient threat? Because the way the Sukiyaki kind of phrases it is setting it loose. maybe this goes back to, obviously it does go back to Water 7 and Eni's lobby stuff, which for two reasons, right? You got the a weapon is whatever you make it, right? That's the whole lesson that we learned from Frankie, which is like anyone can make this thing. It depends on what you do with it. So setting it loose into the world could also just mean that, right? Just you put this object in the world and it's gonna rain terror, or you can use it for good, you can use it for evil, but it's still being set loose. It's uncontrolled. Or this is an actual monster, and setting it loose means once you remove these walls, like the Attack on Titan, once you start the rumbling, you cannot stop it. It's gone. It's out of your hands, and it's gonna devastate the world or something like that. Now, why Zunisha is needed for it? It feels like it's pretty obvious now, right? It seems like Zunisha would just suck up all the water and then disperse it, get it out of Wano. Wano, maybe you have to break open the walls to still get the ancient weapon out of the vicinity, right? Because then it's just gonna be, then you just have old Wano there, preserved old Wano, but you don't have the means to escape. I think this is perfect time for Law to come in, right? You have two things that were mentioned one thing that was mentioned this chapter that I think is really important and really good, really intentional by Oda, which is Jack. And what I mean by that is, look, it's very easy, I think, especially after seeing Law's Awakening, for him to just use his room and maybe not teleport it outside of the walls, but to teleport it up, right? Get it floating again. Get it to where Frankie and Usopp and whatever the other carpenters are, they can kind of fix it up, right? Maybe it's out of shape. If they don't need to, then cool. You just get it up, get it out of the water. Now, second thing is where Jack comes in. We get to mention that Jack is a fishman. Kind of knew this already, but I guess this is confirmation, right? Confirmation. This is where Jinbei could come into play. Jinbei, we now have a fishman on the crew. It could just very easily mean that, we are mentioning Jack right now to let you know that just in case it's not as simple as Law just popping it out, maybe it's tied down by something, and the only person who can really get down there and untie it, release it from its anchors, would be Jinbei. Now, maybe it's a sea stone thing, maybe it's like some specific Wano thing, right? Where it's not as simple as that, not as simple as the readers want it to be. And it requires like someone of Kozuki heritage to go down there with him, or like someone with the knowledge to like spot it out. Like you have Sukiyaki there, right? Like he could just kind of guide Jinbei with a snail, with a snail, and just be like, yeah, you got to move this thing to the left. There's a combination lock on it or something like that. It could be that. Again, I'm oversimplifying it, but it's because I think they're so close to this ancient weapon. We've waited God knows how long to get to it. And we finally have it. Well, we don't even have it revealed, right? We know that it's there. We have the reveal that it is there. We don't have the reveal of the ancient weapon itself. And this is what's so great about One Piece, right? We're finally there. And it seems like still quite a lot to do before we can actually use it. And that sucks, but, that's Oda. We're entering the final saga, so it's okay. We don't have to wait too much longer to see these weapons used. We don't have to wait too much longer to see these mysteries get revealed. We have, according to Oda, 3 years. So in my eyes, 5 years, I'm hoping, to kind of just like wait and see how the crew is going to get this out. If the crew would even want it. I assume that they would want it. I assume that Luffy wouldn't care about collecting ancient weapons and using them until, you tell him what the hell is going on in the outside world. And he's like, all right, I actually might have to use these. Or, like I said, like I've been saying, he steps into his role as the changer, the liberator of the world, whether that's willingly or just like out of convenience, right? I don't see Luffy still as the type of person who will, put on the mantle of a hero, right? He doesn't even want to have his name in, not the paper, because Wano doesn't have a paper, but he doesn't want to have his name mentioned as like the savior, right? He just wants to be the guy who leads the party. He doesn't, he's the rallier, right? He doesn't want that, and it kind of makes me think of the unnamed. I'm not gonna get into it. That has to be a separate video that I have to just write and do already. But but that's like the type of person Luffy is. So if he steps into that role, it's gonna have to be a thing of, I'm just gonna go save more friends. I'm gonna save friends on a higher level. I'm not trying to save the world, but if saving the world means just comes at the cost of having to save my friends, then I guess I'm saving the world today. But I don't want to call it that. I think that's the closest Luffy will get. Maybe he's motivated. Maybe there's a death. Maybe there's a near-death experience there. Not from him, because he's already had a near-death experience. But maybe he notices that someone he loves is in danger, and he's just like, you know what? I guess I got to step up. Or maybe it's Blackbeard that does it for him. I really don't know. At this point, I'm just rambling. But I think that's pretty much all I had. Oh yeah, there's like this idea of, which I kind of guess goes back to Attack on Titan, which is like the fact that things are buried in the ocean, and yeah, that's the real life, right? But it doesn't seem like things are lost at sea here. It seems like things are intentionally buried. You have, the sea devils who, are only way that you're gonna know what the hell is happening at the bottom of the ocean is, one, if you're a fishman, and two, if you're Poseidon. That's the only way, and unless you're a great swimmer, right? Great lung capacity of not the lung fruit, because then you can't swim. You have the idea of devil fruits that their first appearance is like they're being thrown into the ocean or something like that. You eat them, you cannot swim. These are things that are like, at great power comes a great cost, comes great responsibility, and it means that you cannot get to the literal bottom of this world. We have Pluton, an ancient weapon, which is not at the bottom of this world, but at the bottom of Wano's world. It feels like these are just kind of, these are reminders of like the same theme that Wano has, or that One Piece has, right? It goes back to Water 7, it goes back to, I don't know, I haven't gone through a checklist, but I feel like it goes back to many things in the One Piece world. Now, yeah, that's pretty much it for One Piece. I don't have much to say on JJK. Literally the only note that I had was laughing my ass off. Sun duffed him and then called him trash, laughing my fucking ass off. So apparently that's all that happened. I did like the comment section in the scan site. The CEO of misogyny, the inbred Deoxys. I love that. I think he looks more like Cloyster, but no, I still appreciate it anyway. It kind of reminded me of, and I know people also said this in the comments, of like Bleach. I know we got the Hellverse chapter, and I don't know, like seeing those things, those Hellverse monsters appear for the first time just kind of reminded me of this panel, where it's just like no words. That thing that Naoya now is like just there, which is pretty cool, pretty menacing. It's like also kind of reminds me of the first time we saw, I guess, a special grade. I can't remember what that thing was. That took the one of the demon dogs, or the divine dogs. I think they're the divine dogs. One of that nearly killed Yuji, and yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But it kind of reminded me of that. Now, whether or not I think Maki will be enough, I doubt it. It seems like Maki's trouble with seeing curses is still at play here. She was able to defeat Naoya and humans because they were not curses, and now that he is, maybe, if Kamo isn't out of the fight yet, he'll be able to just like, I guess, what's it called? Like splatter this guy with blood so that Maki can see him, something like that. But I really do think it's going to come back to the idea of, other sorcerers joining in. They can't be the two only sorcerers in the vicinity, the only two players in this region, right? Unless, we get the timestamp. We might have already. I haven't paid attention enough. I haven't seen it, so I haven't, really looked for it. That, this is happening after this, in the middle of this battle, that the last 4 rules, or the 4 rules, will all be established. I guess the last 3 rules. I think we've only established 1 rule so far, and that was Yuji's. So yeah, if all 3 rules, get put into place, then free communication, free transfer between the colonies, and then any one of the heroes can come through. But I really think this is just another opportunity for Akutami to just add more players to it. Just give us new characters who may or may not be able to help out. And if they're like one-off characters, which the new players sort of have been, And I think that, you know, they have a larger role to play in the end. But if they do like the one-off theme so far of just like they're here, and then once this colony's over, we don't really hear from them. I won't say ever again, because again, you don't know what these people are being set up for. Then in that case, I would say, you know, this is just another opportunity for one of those things to happen. Just, hey, we got more players. They helped out. They're going to go do their own thing until the final act. And that's pretty much it for JJK 192. And then, all right, we got My Hero 361. Oh, man. All right. This beginning of this chapter kind of bordered on the idea of being a gag manga to me for a quick second, because it was just like, I already found it funny that that Midoriya's like, you don't have any friends, to Shigaraki, and Shigaraki like, what are you talking about? Like, don't, shut up, please. And then we get him, Shigaraki, really like internalizing it and lashing out, which was one great, because I laughed, especially at Midio's response of just like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, like. And two, it's like also great because that's actually the nerve that it seems like you need to hit. You know, you need to awaken Shigaraki, because we kind of got revealed here in this chapter that that's not Shigaraki. That's pretty much AFO in complete control. And, you know, we only got just a glimpse of Shigaraki, but it's cool because it means that all the trash talk that we've seen from him so far has just been AFO. It's just been standard AFO trash talk, you know, which is like, you know, who had the bright idea of playing me up close? Like, you should be playing me from a distance, you fool. Like, I appreciate stuff like that, you know, even though it came at the cost of Bakugo. But it's like, now to go back and reread these chapters, it's like, okay, now knowing that this is AFO is pretty funny. I don't know. I don't know why I find enjoyment in tormenting the heroes, but, you know, even like the moment that he has with Genist, where he's like, so you can barely stand up right now. You're doing all you can to even stand up. Good for you. And then he ignores Midio because he's like, I'm not going to fight someone who's just stalling for time. Which is great. Like, Midio should be able to see through this stuff and be like, look, he's not just ignoring me because he knows I'm no match for him. He's ignoring me because something's going on with him. That's what AFO kind of tells us, is like, I can't let this battle last any longer. I need to like have a moment to myself to make sure that I got this guy under control, because if things get crazy, this might be like a reference or a foreshadow to the arrival of Deku, right? Like, he might be thinking, I can't let this drop, because if Deku comes, he's definitely going to talk no jutsu my ass, and then, you know, I don't have control of this body anymore. I could see something like that playing out, because as you can see, if Mirio hits the nerve, talk no jutsu is definitely on the table. You can definitely reach this man just by, you know, bringing up his past and kind of helping him realize that his life only sucks because AFO made it that way. And we'll get there. We'll get there. I hope that the next chapter kind of starts with Tamaki's awakening, which is kind of screwed up, right? Like, Tamaki gets an awakening before Kaido. I don't like that. That was a way better joke in the original, but I still needed to get it in there somehow. But yeah, I just I don't care for this. It's whatever. I like seeing the big three, but like, come on, you got Midio talking about, I'm not doing damage to him. You got what's his face? Yeah, not Tamaki, but the girl, I keep forgetting her name. She's like getting decimated right before Tamaki goes into his flashback, or as he's going into his flashback. So it's like, is this their flashback? Is this their like goodbye flashback that they're gonna go all out and then die? Or is this just setting up what I thought we were setting up, right? Like, seeing the heroes in shambles for when Deku arrives. Everyone's near death. They're not dead, but it's like they can't fight anymore. And Shigaraki's just here containing himself, getting himself under control, just like prepping to finally, you know, try to take the one for all. I don't know. Like I said, though, I really do hope that, you know, Deku makes it to the battlefield soon. I hope that we get what's it called? At least like the beginning of the chapter is like this move plays out. Wow. This move plays out, and I don't think it'll do much. Like, it'll do as much as Bakugo's move did, which is like give him a scar, but it's not going to really, you know, affect him in the long run. Unless there's like a head trauma thing that might signal Shigaraki, right? Maybe hitting his eye, maybe hitting his head, giving him a quick little knock, right? Actually peppered him up to make him vulnerable to talk no jutsu. And I'm going to stop calling it that. I'm not going to stop calling it that, actually. So makes him vulnerable to that. Like, you have to get the membrane awake, right? The part of Shigaraki that is awake, conscious a little bit. And then, you talk to him and it kind of awakens him again. Maybe that's what we'll get. Maybe there will be a dog in Tamaki's move that will kind of rattle Shigaraki's memory. And seeing that dog morphed into many other things will remind him of when he killed his dog, and he'll go, "Holy shit, this is a bad memory for me." Hopefully, it's something like that. I really do, hope that it just leads into, no matter what, Deku arriving, or just transitions to Deku, fighting All For One in prime mode. Like if this consciousness thing, because he's going all out, right? All For One is like working double time here. He's got control of two different people, himself and another person. So even though he's in his prime state in his body, it probably makes it easier for him. It can't be easy to like be two consciousnesses at once, right? It's not like a Nagato pain thing where he's just in the background chilling and then he's just seeing things through 6 different people's eyes. It's not like that. He's actually, conscious in both bodies, which is pretty awesome. But something has to give at some point. So I'm assuming that just at least getting to Deku is like the second half of the next chapter, and if not, damn it, absolutely damn it. I don't want to jump to anything else. I don't think there's anything else going on. We're not gonna go to like the what's it called, the mechanics, the support division again. We're not gonna go to Himiko. If we go back to Himiko after this, I will be furious. I will probably not even review the chapter unless there's like a huge reveal and I'm like, hey, this happened real quick, all right, moving on. That's pretty much it though. That's all for My Hero. That's all for JJK, all for One Piece. That's all for One and One for All. I'm gonna go finally catch up to the One Piece anime this week. I stopped watching after 10:15 because 10:15 was the shit, things that we were waiting for, and then I kind of was just like, I don't need to watch the terrible pacing that is Wano. Hoping that I might see more great animation like that. I already know now that the episode that dropped this weekend was the Zoro episode, which if you're not caught up, why the hell are you even watching this video? But it's that episode. So I heard some things about the pacing in that episode also being pretty trash, but the Zoro moment itself being great. So I'm gonna binge watch it. I'm gonna catch up. I will totally not be watching Keijo instead in case Wano is so trash, but we'll see where it goes. But yeah, that's it. Sorry again for things being late. We oh god, I was like slouched this whole time. I can't show weakness. Sorry. I was like, again, just didn't have enough time, running short on time to, one, edit the video at all, and two, to be able to re-record was not possible yesterday. So my apologies, please forgive me. But yeah, hope you all have a wonderful week. I will see you soon. I'm gonna try and drop a second video this week. I'm not gonna try, I will drop a second video this week. There's some things I want to talk about just in the One Piece context right now. Maybe something for JJK down the line, but there's definitely another One Piece video I want to get out very soon, so look out for that. Otherwise, again, be safe, have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.